My name's Jim Snyder, and I'm here with Charlie Fisher, and he is going to be interviewed. He was a soldier in World War II, and we're going to ask him a few questions and see how he does on these questions. Today's date is February 21st, 2002, and we're at the Stonewall United Methodist Church Auxiliary Building. Charlie, were you drafted or did you enlist?
I was drafted.
Where were you living at the time?
I was living in Philadelphia, West Virginia.
Philadelphia, West Virginia, okay. Did you have a chance to pick the branch of the service that you went in?
I had a chance of picking the Navy or the Army, and I chose the Army.
Okay. Do you recall the first days in service when you went into the service? You remember the first days you went into boot camp?
Yes, I do. I was given my clothing, so forth, and assigned as a supply truck driver.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me anything about your boot camp or your training before you become a driver?
I was assigned as a driver in the beginning, but I trained with the whole
the
8th Armored Division.
Oh, okay, all right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, very good.
And we had special training in Louisiana and in Texas. We had our basic training, and then we had our maneuvers.
Okay. Do you remember any of your instructors?
Yes, my battery commander, Captain Sathers, and Sergeant Quinlivan.
Okay. How did you get through it? Pretty good?
Yes, I thought so. Very well.
Okay. Which war were you in?
World War II.
Where exactly did you go? From after you got your boot camp and training, and then where did you go then?
I was shipped overseas.
Okay, and you went into the European theater?
I did.
Okay. Do you remember riding there and what it was like?
Well, yes, in a way. And we ride in Glasgow, Scotland.
Okay.
And after debarking, we take a train down to in England to about 60 miles from the English Channel.
Okay. What was your job and your assignment there?
Well, there we took 6 weeks of infantry training, and then was sent across the Channel, and I was assigned to the 80th Infantry Division as a head scout.
Did you see combat?
Yes, I did.
Were there many casualties in your unit?
A lot of them, yes.
Tell me about a couple of your most memorable experiences that when you was there in the war zone.
Well, one of them is crossing the Sire River, which was high. We had to cross in pontoon boats, and the enemy was on the other side, and I crossed over. Then I brought the boat back and brought 4 or 5 other soldiers across. That was pretty rough, and most of all was the Battle of the Bulge conflict there.
Right.
It was rough.
Yeah. Were you a prisoner of war?
No, I was not.
Were you awarded any medals or citations?
I was wounded and wore the Purple Heart, and of course I got the sharpshooter for the carbine.
Okay. How did you stay in touch with your family?
by mail when everywhere they picked it up.
You were surrounded.
Yes,
when you was in that battle, you were surrounded by the Germans.
yes, we tried to break through and relieve those that was entrapped at Bastogne, and so we run into heavy enemy fire. I'd say we lost about a third of our men, lost our battalion commander and the radio sergeant, and it was heavy snow, a foot or more, very cold. So my captain taking over the battalion command, and he led us through the enemy lines on Christmas night, and we got back in friendly territory then on the day after Christmas.
Okay. Pretty hair-raising then.
It's a pretty rough ordeal.
Yeah, I figure so. How did you stay in touch with your family while you was over there?
Whenever we had a chance to write, we would write by mail.
What was the food like?
Well, we ate K rations practically all the time, and it was not to sustain us, but it wasn't very tasty.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. Did you feel any unnecessary pressure or stress?
Well, there's a certain amount of stress, certainly so.
Yeah. Was there something special that you did for good luck?
No, there wasn't nothing special I did for good luck. I just did the best I could do.
I understand. How did folks entertain themselves when they had a chance, if they had a chance?
Well, in fact, we never had a chance during the combat period of the war.
Yeah. Where did you go? What did you do when you were on leave? If you got a chance, you didn't get a chance to get on leave while you was there in the front lines, but afterwards, after you was off the line and back, did you get a chance to go on leave?
I had the opportunity to go to Paris, but I never had the desire to go. So really, I never went anywhere in particular.
Where did you travel while in the service?
We traveled from France to Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, and part of Czechoslovakia.
Okay. Do you recall any particular humorous or unusual event?
Yes, I do recall when we got surrounded. I'll come back to that. We had heavy fire, and we lost, as I said, about a third of our men. And it was so cold and snowy, there's no way to get help to them. If they couldn't walk on their own, they just laid there and died. There's no way for anybody to help them. And so that was, I saw bullets knock the snow up close by me, and I died in another few feet. I died. I'm lucky I never got hit.
What were some of the pranks that you or others would pull?
During combat, we never pulled any at all.
Do you have any photographs?
I have, yes.
What do you think of your officers and your other fellow soldiers?
I have the highest respect for all of them. My company commander was a little Jewish fellow, Lieutenant Beckerman, and each month he got a ration of whiskey from the States, and he'd call me over to his foxhole or tent and gave me a drink.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Did you keep a personal diary?
No, I never.
Do you recall the day your service ended?
Yes, I do.
Where were you?
In Fort George, Maryland.
Was there anything else that happened to you over there after they surrendered? What did you do after, you was there till the end of the war?
Yes.
Right there. And after they surrendered and they said, it's done, what did you do after that?
I was part of the occupational army, and I was being a truck driver. I was in the States. I was assigned to a recreation area in Germany, and there the New York Rockettes performed for the soldiers, which was on a 3-day leave, and I was stationed there as a truck driver, and I was there permanently, so I had a good time there.
Sound like pretty good duty.
Yes, got to play ping pong with the New York Rockettes, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I can understand that. Now, after service, after you got back out from the service, okay, do you recall the day you did recall the day your service ended?
Yes.
And where you was at. What did you do in the days and weeks afterward?
Well, I was engaged while overseas, and I got discharged on the 4th of January of 46, and I got married to my present wife on February 14th, Valentine's Day of 1946.
Oh, yeah.
And for extended honeymoon, then I taken my prior job back at the B.F. Goodrich Tire Company in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, the next question was, did you go back to school? You went back to work, but that's the answer was, did you make any close friendships while in the service?
Not in particular. I thought very highly of my Lieutenant Beckman, my platoon leader, and my First Sergeant Jones.
Did you continue any of these relationships after you was out of the service?
Well, I had a good buddy when I was in Camp Pope, Louisiana, and I continued to visit him and contact him.
Okay. For how long did you do that?
I still continue today.
Good today? Good. Did you join any veterans organizations?
I joined the Battle of the Bulge outfit.
Okay. What did you do as a career after the war? Did you continue working at the rubber company, or did you go someplace else?
I went back, taking my job back at the rubber company for about 8 months, and then I decided to come back to West Virginia, and I went to work for a strip mining company.
Okay. Did your military experience influence your thinking about war or about military in general?
Not in any particular way.
How do you think that your service experience affected your life?
Well, I was proud to have served, and other than that, it didn't have no big effect on my life.
Is there anything that you'd like to add that we haven't covered in this interview?
No,
well, let me ask you a question. I had a question in my mind. When you were wounded, you said it was shrapnel. How did they get you out of there?
I was only minor. My wounds was just minor. It so happened that I had taken a notebook from a captured German soldier and had it in my hip pocket. And that mortar shells came in, and I turned to hit the ground. Well, at that time we was carrying a wounded soldier out. We made a makeshift stretcher, and we carried him back, and when the shells came in, so we put him down. As I was going to hit the ground, a piece of shrapnel caught me in the hip and went through the nose tub and penetrated my hip.
Yeah.
So they just bandaged me up, and I never lost any time on the front line.
Oh, that's amazing. That's good. Well, if we want to end this now, and like I say again, this has been interviewing Charles Fisher, and want to thank him for the time he's taken. And we're going to close the interview now.